Yield is something that we used, but
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to understand. So we used like I into I, or like we were
Yeah, yeah.
multiplying it three times,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Yes.
what is basically yield doing was not something. So I was able to understand that we don't have to declare the set and append it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That was one question that I had. Other than that, I think I was good with all the OOPS concepts that we have covered so far. And
Ba
the
Basically, yield is used to say is used in a function to create a generator. Okay, it works
okay,
similarly to a return statement,
okay,
but instead of exiting the function completely, it pauses execution, returns the value to the caller, and saves its local state. Okay.
okay,
Now, if how it will work, first it will call the function. Okay, when the function containing yield is called, the code inside the you can say your function does not run immediately. It
okay,
returns the generator object. Okay.
okay.
You can say like in which class we have done the yield keyword.
Fifth,
I think it's the fourth
fifth.
module,
I think
fifth.
fifth one. Yeah, the first one in this. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Generators.
yes.
Yeah, this one. A into A into
Mm,
A.
yeah. Numbers, number result. Now you can see it's like you can say mm, how you can numbers. This is number. Basically, mm, basically it is just for memory efficiency. Okay, you can say create functions that generates an infinite stream of data, like a never-ending series of number without running out of memory. Okay,
Yeah.
uh, I can say uh, yield keyword. We will use in the framework as well. Mm, Now, I can take one more example like they say, mm, say def counting. Okay, now you can uh, say maybe passing the number any number, say number. Okay, and I will declare say count less than equal to. So first I will declare count equal to 1 and I will go for the while loop while say count is less than equal to number. Okay, and yield count and let's say count equal to count plus 1. Okay, okay, now I can use this say for uh, number in counting. Suppose I will if I will pass 10, like say print number. Okay, now if I run this, now I see it it just a you can say memory efficiency, infinite sequences, state retention. Okay, so these are the things that we can do with the say Uh, Basically, yield keyword is to use to generate create generators, okay,
Okay.
which are special types of iterators that allow values to be produced, okay. um, Useful for handling large data sets, basically, as it allows iteration without storing entire sequence. Now suppose here, if I want
Okay.
to print, suppose 100 numbers, okay, so I can do it that as well, okay. So basically one says that why do we need the main reason is that it supports infinite sequence,
Yeah.
okay. Now you can say useful, makes function easier to test by breaking execution,
Yeah.
okay. So you can just make your own function and just uh, and do this thing. Basically it's not, it's basically used for you can say uh, for infinite sequences. Okay,
Yeah.
it
Okay.
supports large data. Okay, you cannot say that it's something basically it is produced it's used for creating generators. Basically, the yield keyword is used to create generators. The thing is like this only. No, in interviews they just ask you that have you have any knowledge of yield. You can say yes, I have knowledge. They say that what type of knowledge. You basically yield keyword is used to create generators. They will ask you for the example. You should know the example how to use that.
Okay.
Okay. mm, just a minute. Okay, okay, let's back to the our today's topic. Okay. Just basically you have to remember like it's a regular definition. Basically, yield keyword is used to create generators, okay, which
Yeah.
are special types of iterators that allow values to be produced one at a time instead of returning them all at once. It will give value one by one. Okay,
Okay.
and after that you can say this yield keyword particularly used for handling large data sets efficiently, as it allows
Mm.
iteration without storing entire sequence in memory. This is, you can say, it is used for memory thing.
Yeah.
Okay, improve the testability. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Got it.
okay, let's go with the new Python package. Today is 7th module, and inside it, I will make a new. First of all, let's understand. Suppose, okay, we will do PyTest. Okay, now what is this PyTest? Do you know about anything about PyTest?
No.
Okay, now suppose when you work in the framework, now you have to read the data. Okay,
Yeah.
that read data from you can say Excel file, okay, or you can say your text file, or you can say your properties file. Okay,
Yeah.
it can be anything. Okay, and now, at the same time, you want to generate reports, okay, that which test fails, which passes, okay, and at the same time, you want to take the screenshot as well, okay, take screenshots of your website or anything that is you are going to be test, okay, and you want to attach that screenshots to your reports, okay, and at the same time, you want to go for uh, logs, okay. Now say logs. Okay, now do you know logs? What is logs?
No.
Okay, logs is like what is happening each and every moment in your test cases. Like they will say entering the username. to this text box, entering password to this text box, then clicking on the login button. So that is known as logs. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, Suppose if I go for the example, say logs example. Okay. Now suppose these are the images. This not clear. Okay. Now here images. Now say this one. Okay. Now you can see this image. I will just uh, now you can see.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
this like date, then time, searching for server, then using server certificates, listing service locator, database is configured, no proxy service specified. So these are the logs.
Okay.
Okay. So you want all this. Okay. Now at the same time, you have your test cases. Suppose you want to run it some test cases serially, parallelly, or run one by one. Okay. So how
Yeah.
you should maintain all this? These are all the test cases. At the same time, you want to generate logs, take screenshots, generate reports, and at the same time, you want to read the data from Excel. So
Yeah.
this all thing is done by single unit that is known as PyTest.
Okay.
Okay. PyTest. It will
Okay.
read the data from Excel file. Same time, it will generate the reports, take the screenshots, and generate the logs as well. And at the same time, it will go with the test cases that you
Is it
want to
like
run.
test ng?
Yeah, you can
Like,
say.
okay.
You can say that like test ng. No, no, test engine. Yeah, you can say like test ng. Yes, you can say
Okay.
that. It's like test ng. Okay, so it's like a core. You can say heart of your project. That everything is
Okay.
maintained by this PyTest.
Got it.
Okay,
Okay.
now again to install into your system. Now for Eclipse, you have to go for your command prompt. Okay, and just write pip install say pytest. Okay, it is already in my system. It's a requirement already satisfied. Okay,
Okay.
so it is not going to be installed again in my system.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can say here for install it in your project again file settings, then to your project name. Okay, click on Python interpreter, then click on plus icon, and here just type pytest. Okay, now here is pytest. Install the package.
And this also has to be downloaded for every module.
Yes. No, no, every
Okay.
module, no, for every project.
Every project. Okay.
Yes. Okay, it's installed successfully. Close it. So PyTest is there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now here I will say new Python file. Now say test. Now every test file should start with the word test.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to demo. Say def. Mm, Now again you have to do for one more setting before I remember. Uh, Go to file settings, languages and framework. Okay, here I think so. Oh, no, sorry, not here. Yeah, here, tools and say Python integrated tools. Okay, and here you have to. select the auto detect. Okay, auto detect.
Okay.
If it is not there, just select this auto detect. Okay, now, okay, now we when we talk about the rules which we should follow for working in the test, the name of the file should be start with the word test. Okay,
Okay.
now and when there is a reason when you are running the test in a batch, the file which are starting by the keyword test that are going to be picked automatically while running in the batch. Now,
Okay.
suppose I am working, see. Now, same thing has to be done with your function as well. Test underscore demo. Now you see this sign over here.
Yeah.
Okay, it will come when I write the test keyword. Say print in test underscore demo. Okay, just say right click, uh, or just I want to do this, run Python test. Now you see here,
Yeah.
you one passed
Yeah.
100%. Okay, now suppose if there is no test keyword, now you see there is no
Okay, button.
sign.
So
Okay,
the file should also the Python
yes,
file should also start with test and the
test,
function
yes,
name should also start
yes.
with test. Okay.
Okay, now suppose if I do this again, so you don't need to say underscore, it should be test.
Okay.
Okay, for my can say understanding, I just put the underscore, but the function name will start with the test. Now, in the class, if you want to run this as a test, then your class name should be the starting with a capital T, test with capital T in the class.
Mm.
Okay. Mm, now if you see over here, my test run, but it is not printing anything right here. Here it is print in test demo. Suppose if I have one more statement, say anything, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now again, if I run this here, here,
Yeah.
okay. But sometimes what happens, it right now the settings are there in my system, so it is going to give me. But suppose if it is not going to give you anything in the printing, so you have to right click on your file name, okay, and say modify run configuration. Okay, here in additional PyTest arguments here, you have to say write minus s, okay, and click on apply, then apply. Okay, let's run this again. Okay, again you have to, I think so, right click on this as well, modify
Mm.
run configuration. Here you have to put minus s. Try. Okay. Okay.
Why is that?
Sometimes the print statements not printed. Now you see it
Yeah.
comes here. Okay. So to print, sometimes print statement not printed. So to print the statements, you need to do this configuration for every function.
Okay.
Okay. Now I will make a new file. Say test underscore demo 2, and I just copy this in test underscore demo 2. Okay. Now if I run this, now you see again the thing like
Yeah.
that. So you have to again modify this minus s.
Okay.
Okay, and again, now you see it is coming down
Yeah.
here. Okay, now, so now I can run my test from command prompt as well. How to do that? Let's right click on my project, copy path reference, absolute path, go to your command prompt, cd space, okay, uh, yeah, basic. Okay, now I'm in my uh, project. Okay, now uh, I can write say pytest. What is the name of my file? Test underscore
Demo 2.
demo. Do again. Suppose if I want to second first one py now not found. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think it was
uh,
demo 1.
and move one.
Okay, test underscore demo. Got
Okay, right here I have to go with this one, but it's test underscore demo. Spellings are same. Maybe I have to go to again say here I can say test underscore demo. Okay, now.
Hmm.
Okay, so one passed. Okay,
Yeah.
now again you can see it is not printing any print statement.
Yeah.
So what will I do? PyTest minus s test underscore demo dot py.
Okay. Is there any significance of minus s also?
Pardon?
Is there any significance of minus? What does minus s mean?
It is just for printing the print statements.
Okay.
Whatever you want to print, suppose here before minus s, it is not printing, but it's just a setting thing, you can say.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in test demo.
Okay.
Okay. And now, okay, you can say, okay, I will show you in settings in the Eclipse as well. Okay, suppose if you run this project in the Eclipse, so you have to do the settings over there as well. You should know the settings, whether you do it on the Eclipse or not.
Okay.
Okay, close and say window preferences. Okay, and say PyDev and say PyUnit. Okay, now you have to write like this minus s and
Okay.
minus verbosity 0. Okay, mostly it is there, but you have to write minus s.
Okay. And we have to download PyUnit here?
No, that the command thing that I am doing here, it will
Yeah.
be automatically applied to Eclipse.
Okay.
You don't don't need to do anything. It will just
Got it.
automatically pick. But in the
Okay.
PyCharm, you have to install it in every project.
Yeah.
Okay, now, okay, I will just close it. Here, yeah. Say in demo 2, suppose if I want to skip the test, that I will first import PyTest and I will use it like at the rate PyTest dot mark dot skip. Okay, and I will just write anything, say skipping test. Now, say if I run this, say test demo score skip and reason.
Yeah.
Okay, skipping the test. Okay, so say I will again make a new file. Now, say test underscore demo 3. Okay, now here I will use class, say test demo. I have told you that you have to start with the capital T.
Yeah.
Okay, now say def test underscore say demo 3. Now self keyword is there. Say print in test underscore demo 3. Okay. Uh, Again, you have to go with say modify say minus s apply. Okay. Okay. Then test demo 3. Then I have to modify minus s apply. Okay. Okay. And I think so it will run in test demo 3. Okay. Now suppose you have three cases like in demo 2. Here I say def test underscore a. Okay. Say print a, and the same thing like here test underscore b, and you are going to print b. Okay. Now if you want to run this, so I have to do it like one by one by one. Okay, or
Yeah.
what can I do? uh, I will go to my command prompt in my seventh module. I say pytest minus s minus k. Now if I want to run particular test, I say test underscore a. Okay, now it is not printing anything. A, yeah, it is printing a. Okay, one passed, four deselected. Whichever I want to call, I can call it pytest minus, but I want to call the particular test case. Okay, now even I
So if
can
you
say
want to call a particular test case, test underscore
yes,
A, you're just
yeah,
inside the seventh module. You don't even
yeah,
mention
yeah, file
the
name, file
file
name.
name. Yes.
Yes, it will, you can look for that particular test.
Okay.
Okay, now suppose if I say pytest minus s minus k. Okay, it will not. Now if you see, it is going to say, okay, file or directory, which file you want to run. So if
Yeah.
I want to run particular test, I can call it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now suppose I say pytest only minus s. Okay, now you see, it runs all the test. Four passed, one skipped.
Yeah.
Okay, so it will run all the test cases.
In that particular module.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now, so these are the things that is being asked in the interview. Okay,
Okay.
now
What does minus K do? So with minus S, it's executing it, but
in
with
all
minus K, it is not.
it yeah, it will look for that particular test case.
Okay.
Now suppose what I will do, I will say pytest minus s minus k, and say my file name is, suppose this one, test underscore demo2, test underscore demo2 dot py. Okay, now you see, for running
Hmm.
the particular file, I have to write this thing, file name.
Yeah.
Okay, minus k will definitely, you can say, for running particular file, running particular test.
Function. Yeah.
Okay, now suppose uh, here I have my one, two more test cases are there. Okay, and it's a test underscore c, print c, test underscore d, and then print d. Okay. Mm, okay. Okay. Now I want to run. Suppose there is no skipping here. Okay. I want to run these last four. Okay. So what will I do? I will make a group of last four. How to make a group? Say here, I will say pytest dot mark dot, say anything, say print, and instead of print I will say, suppose words, copy, paste, paste, and paste. Okay, so words is the name of my group.
Yeah.
Here, yeah. Okay, now again what will I do? Again open the command prompt. In the seventh module I say pytest minus s minus k words, and in which file I have to, suppose if I do this now, 4 pass, 3 selected, 5 warnings. Okay, it will automatically pick that one, A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
And see, and even I can do with say minus K words, say test underscore. I think so. It is in the
That one.
demo2
Oh, yeah.
dot py. Okay, okay. Again, 4 passed, 1 deselected. So file name doesn't matter. It will look for that particular group.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, from suppose here I cannot do like, okay, I want to run this. Suppose if I run this only, run. Okay, now it says A only. So from here I cannot run that particular group, but from the
Yeah.
command prompt I can.
Okay.
Okay. uh, okay. mm, but we have done command like by test minus a minus k words test underscore demo 2 y. Okay, now I can write like this on minus s test underscore demo2 dot py minus m words. Okay, now if I run this, now again 4 passed, 1 deselected. Okay, again. So these are all the commands. You don't have to remember these commands. It's a one-time thing, but you should know about these commands.
Yeah.
Suppose if I don't want to run this group, so what will I do? Here minus m not words. Okay, one passed. Which one? That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other are deselected. 4 got deselected.
Okay.
Okay,
What is the difference between minus m and minus k?
it's just about the settings thing.
Okay.
Settings, you can say just the settings thing. Uh, you don't have to go too much deep. Uh,
Okay.
okay, now I want to tell you one more thing. Like, say, I'm just giving you introduction of the PyTest that you
Yeah.
can do all these things. Okay, now
Sure.
say test underscore demo in, name it as test underscore add, say A equal to 10, B equal to say 90, okay, and say result equal to A plus B. Okay, and now assert. Now there are two things. Suppose if I they say 100 equal to result. Okay. Now if I run this, now passed. Okay. Now suppose if I deliberately do it like 90. Now you see failed.
Yeah.
Actual what I am thinking and what is the result.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the, you can say, assert you can use for the test case is pass. Suppose you are working on that username password thing, and you want to check that that title of the page. Suppose you check that.
Yeah.
Okay. Here. Suppose here I'm checking just train.com. Now here is the title is like Selenium Python and C sharp training, but I am expecting the Selenium Python and C sharp training, so it mismatches.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is we can use that. Okay, it test case failed due to this reason.
Okay.
Okay, and say mm, now if you see, yeah, I will add a function. Say def add a comma b return a plus b. Okay, now here what I will use result add say 88 comma 77. Okay, now say 7 7 14 15 16. I think so this may be the result. Okay, now if I run this, okay, passed. Okay, I can using this assert keyword. Basically assert is like to comparison. Okay,
Yeah.
I think we have a what type of function in Java?
It's a cert only. It's a hard stop.
Assert, yeah,
Uh,
soft assert
yeah.
and hard assert.
Yeah.
Okay, so now say now suppose I will do result equal to say add around say 50 comma 40, then again say assert thing say 90. Can we have two more say assertions uh, like here I will say 60, here I will say 70. Okay, now suppose if I'm using this Here I will just run it. Now test had failed because here I have failed it. Okay.
Yeah.
Not okay. Now this is the wrong thing because it is a repetition of code. We have been writing these lines again and again.
Yeah.
Okay. Now for what will I do? Say def test calculate a comma b comma output. Okay. And say result equal to add a comma b and say assert output equal to result. Okay, here okay. Now I will just all comment this one.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will use an at the rate, sorry, at the rate pytest dot mark dot parameterize. Okay, and I will say mm, a comma b comma output and say comma say 5 comma 6 comma 11. Okay, I say one more, say 24 comma 34. So 448, say 68 deliberately. Okay. Now if I run it now, okay, collected total one failed, one passed. You see, so I can
Yeah.
pass as many values as I want. I can pass even more, say uh, 34. Okay, and if I run it again, okay, 5 6, these are the test cases. 33% failed. Like uh, I have just passed two and runs only failed. So it gives, you can see percentage as well, that how many
Yeah.
test cases are failed. Now suppose if I deliberately one going to fail this, now it will, the percentage of fail will be 50%, pass will be 50%. Now say, now 25% fail, 50%. See this. Now suppose if I do it correct, okay, now see 25% fail.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So this is just another thing. Now, how my test is being counted to different test cases with four different data sets, but on a single code. These
Yeah.
are four different data sets, but on a single code.
Yeah.
Okay, through our parameterized method. This is going to be very helpful when we are working in framework. Right now, I'm not
Yeah.
discussing about the framework, but parameterized method is very much helpful in frameworks. Okay,
Okay.
okay. So should I move forward or should I halt?
No, I think it's too much. I think I'll practice till the here.
Okay. So basically, we have just entering the we can say Selenium thing. Right now,
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything coding, but uh, Yeah, but we will entering in the Selenium in one or two classes maximum.
Okay.
Okay. Right now I'm just discussing you about how the test cases are being run. What are the thing like test keyword for class? It will be test with capital T. So these are
Yeah.
the things that are going to be used in the interviews.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Just write some points about these things. That are like
Yes.
parameterized. Okay. Say your test keyword, command through how to run the commands. Okay. Just
Yeah.
minus S for the printing. Okay. Minus K for to run the particular test or for a particular file.
Yeah.
Okay. Just remember all these things. These are good things regarding you can say your interview.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully we will meet tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
If you want, you can take a off. Okay. Just
Okay.
message me.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. But I want that you should now it's time for the next you can say 1 or 2 weeks. It is going to be very much hard working for you. Okay? And I
Yeah.
want that you should work hard
Yeah.
because these things all things are the base of your selling with Python.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
because when we do the exercises, it will be these things are not going to be there, but
Yeah.
it's a good thing for the interview point of purpose.
Got it. Yes. I'll
Okay.
practice it. Yeah.